Hi, I'm Dr. Meg Haworth. I am a doctor of transpersonal psychology, and I help women who were sexually, physically, or emotionally abused as children and now have a chronic illness to get well with my holistic programs, Get Well Now and 21 Days to Healthy Eating. I do this work. I've worked with clients for over 20 years now, and also I went through this myself. And today's topic is about chronic illness and its connection with childhood physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. And it took me a long time to realize what was going on with myself. I mean, it took me a number of years to figure out the link between chronic illness, the illnesses I was having, and then what was going on from the abuse early in life. So, but it makes sense. Now, we know this now scientifically, that there is a connection, and we know this from the ACE study, ACE, Adverse Childhood Experiences. And it's the largest public health study ever done. It was done at Kaiser Permanente in San Diego by Drs. Robert Ander and Dr. Vincent Folletti. And the two of them created this study to see if there was a connection between adverse childhood experiences and chronic illnesses. And what they found, studying 77,000 people over a 2-year period, it's actually an ongoing study, it's still going on now, but they worked with 77,000 people during 95 to 97, and what they found is there's definitely a link between those things. 3 types of abuse, which are physical, sexual, and emotional abuse as children. And this is happening under the age of 18. That's what the study looks at. And then there's family dysfunction. There's divorce or abandonment of a parent or death of a parent. There's substance abuse in the home. There's mental illness in the home is another problem that's associated with adverse childhood experiences. I have a little list here. Incarceration is another one if you had a parent that was in prison at any point. Poor parenting, negative interactions between the parent and the child, and I'm talking about long-term constant interactions, watching your father beat up your mother or vice versa. I've heard both scenarios. And those things really affect you over time. Now, what happens with the child is in fight, flight, or freeze mode all the time when they're in an environment like this. So what happens is they are releasing a tremendous amount of cortisol, the hormone cortisol, and adrenaline. And over time, those 2 hormones become toxic to the body, wearing away at the immune system. And over time, you can develop chronic illnesses. So over the years, I've worked with a number of people with chronic illnesses and persistent symptoms that could spill over into a chronic illness diagnosis. I see that happen a lot. And I work with the mind, the body, and the spirit. I worked with the holistic system, the whole individual, helping them heal on all different levels. And I use a technique, a transpersonal technique called whole person integration technique. It's something that I created myself. And what we do is we look at the emotions, where they're stuck in the body, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, basically making friends with and working with the emotion itself. And then we learn about how that's associated with the physical body through pain, through tightness, through soreness, through disease that you might have in that area. So let's give a little, for instance. So say you have stomach problems. Say you have ulcers, and you feel a lot of anger and anxiety and fear and all of those things sort of on a regular basis. Now, anger, anxiety, and fear is something that you experienced over and over and over again as a child, and it may become a habitual thing for you. So you keep re-experiencing it. So all kinds of things will trigger you throughout the day that have those emotions associated with them. So we look at the emotions, where they're located in the body. So it's in your stomach. You're feeling a lot of pain in your stomach. And maybe we go to work with the anxiety first. And the anxiety is the thing that's causing the problem. So we're going to talk to that emotion. Now, it sounds a little counterintuitive. Why would we talk to that emotion? Typically, what we're doing is we push the emotion away and we treat it like we don't want to deal with this. We all do this, or we numb it in some way. But what we'll do is a process to understand that emotion, because that's all any of us want, is to be seen, heard, understood, and loved. And once you understand those things about the emotion, then we do a process to help you release it from your body. So that's one way to deal with the emotions that get stuck in the body as a result of adverse childhood experiences, like being abused as a child, and then the chronic illnesses that can ensue. So we talked about how that particular emotional layers of emotions were associated with stomach problems, with the person's ulcers that I might have worked. I've worked with people on ulcers, particularly in irritable bowel syndrome and cancer and diabetes and Alzheimer's, all kinds of different issues. So those are the connections. And what I would, having talked to you about the ACE study, what I'd really recommend that you do is go to my website. That's meghaworth.com, meghaworth.com, and download the ACE quiz and take the ACE quiz, and then make an appointment with me. We'll have a free 20-minute consultation where we will talk about your results and what we might be able to do to help you, or who I might be able to refer you to if there's some a person who's better suited for what your needs are. I just want you to get the help, because these two things, the adverse childhood experiences, sexual, physical, and emotional abuse, and chronic illnesses later in life, are definitely linked, as we know through the ACE study, and as I know through the hundreds of people that I've worked with over the years. So go ahead and do that. And then I have an ebook that is the 10 steps to overcoming the effects of victimization. And then you'll get my weekly newsletter, where I have all kinds of resources and articles. Just go to my website. There's lots of articles, blogs. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Lots and lots of things to help inspire you. I also started a group movement called Lightning Women. And these are women who were sexually, physically, or emotionally abused as children, and either have a chronic illness or trying to prevent a chronic illness. And we have a secret group where we talk about all kinds of things. We get some support for each other and inspiration and help. So anyway, if you have any questions for me, please put anything into the chat thread that you would like, and I'll go back and answer any questions or thoughts later on. And we'd love to hear from you. Again, go to my website. It's meghaworth.com, meghaworth.com. Download the ACE quiz, get your free ebook and a free recipe book. And nutrition has so much to do with your health and wellness. It's extremely important that you support your physical body with proper nutrition while you're going through the releasing of the adverse childhood experiences and of the chronic illness, because those things are so interrelated that as you release the core of the experience of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions associated with the disease, then the body heals itself. The body knows how to heal itself. It's a really powerful, powerful mechanism. So anyway, I thank you guys for listening today. If anybody has any questions here on Facebook Live, you could just put it in the chat thread. That'd be great. I will be checking back and seeing. if there's anything there. And if you have any questions for me directly, just private message me. I would love to hear from you, and I would love to help you. And I hope you have a really wonderful evening. And thanks again for listening.